Oh, good evening, peeps. I'm Auriel Grace, and this is a spiritual show. It is. And so tonight, we're talking about fairies. Yes, we are. Because what's life without fairies, right? You got to have some fun. And why not have fun in nature? Hmm? Okay, so I have a couple of announcements to make, and then we'll get on with the whole fairies because this is one of my favorite shows to do each year, and I really feel like I don't talk about them enough, and maybe I might talk about them more here pretty soon. We'll see. Hey, Dana. Hey, Dana, Bobana. All right, so I have some announcements to make. First, Amazon is changing our royalty fees. And so I have a Psychic Story Series books are all the paperback books are $6.99 right now. Hey, Mom. And so on June 10th, they're going to go up to $9.99. Okay, because of the way the royalty fees are, and I kind of rely on my royalties, to pay for things. So if you want the paperback books, go get them now. All right, because June 10th, books are going up to $9.99. And I'm on Amazon. All you have to do is look up Auriel Grace, and you'll go right to my book page, and all the books are there, whether they're Kindle or paperback. I don't think the Kindle prices are going to go up. I'm not sure. They haven't sent us anything about that. So if you want the paperback books, run over and grab them. All right. Okay. So sign up for my monthly newsletter. Go ahead, because there's all kinds of cool stuff in there. I usually do special sales and a monthly message. If you want weekly messages from me, check out my Clarity 101 blog, because everything I say pretty much on the show on Monday or Tuesday, I upload it as a blog on my website, and you can go check it out. You'll see my references and things like that too, in case you want to buy the books that I'm using. All right. So Kendra and I had a little discussion, and she's going to do 2 astrology shows next month. So she's going to first do the first astrology show to tell us about the month ahead and what we can expect and when are good days to do things. And then the next week, she's going to talk about sun signs, rising signs, and moon signs, and how they affect our personalities and how people see us. So you can understand a little bit more about astrology, okay? And then the rest of the month, we're going to be talking about inner guidance, intuition, spirit guides, and good stuff like that. All right? Okay. So, because I'm pretty excited about that. Oh, and I wanted to let you know, for those of you who really like fairies and things like that, Lowe's and Brown Bear on Facebook has some good fairy stuff. So look her up, Lowe's and Brown Bear. Okay, she's got some really good stuff there, fairy stuff. Look up Melinda Carver. Melinda Carver she makes fairy dust, and so you may want to get some fairy dust. You never know what could happen, right? I have fairy dust on the altar in the fairy bowls. Why not attract some more fairies, right? All right. So check them out. Melinda Carver for fairy dust and Lowe's and Brown Bear for other fairy things. I've seen her post here lately, and she's got some really nice fairy stuff going on there. All right. So if you have read my Lucy Prophet books, all right, you know about spirit guardians. Okay. Because Lucy has a lot of spirit guardians living on Stellar Ranch with her. And Lucy and the humans live, they all leave offerings for the spirit guardians for the health and well-being of Stellar Ranch. And they have special places where they leave these offerings. So Lucy has a special place in front of her waterfall. It's a big boulder and it's surrounded by flowers and aspen trees. And in that area, they leave offerings of pebbles or crystals, and they leave seashells. They hang ribbons from the trees with prayers hanging in them, and other things. They put other things in the trees as offerings for the fairies. And Lucy will bring out every morning, she'll bring out apples and bread and things like that for the fairies too. She leaves these offerings for them. And so do the other people on the ranch as well. And so, if you want to know more about Stellar Ranch, you can go over to my website and click on the author tab and then click on Lucy Prophet Psychic Girl series. And it'll take you to the page. And there's actually at the bottom of the page, there's kind of like an overview of Stellar Ranch and how magical it is. So, the reason why I I put magical stuff in with Lucy is because, well, she's magical, and she also, like, all the guardians on her pretty much all the guardians on her ranch are fairies. She doesn't know it at first, but, they reveal themselves slowly to her, you know? And so you'll be able to see some kinda elemental stuff going on there because that's what fairies are, right? They're elements. They're natural, they're from Mother Nature, and they're connected to nature, each one of them. All right. So the Fae folk appear in cultures all over the world. Every culture has a story about the Fae folk. They do. And so here's some of them. So the Native Americans here in the United States. Now, I don't know if I'll be saying these right, but I'm going to try. All right. So the Jagaho are Iroquois. Those are their Fae folk. The Nunupi are the Comanches Fae folk. The Yunui Tsusana are the Cherokee Fae folk. Asian cultures have Al-Ana, and there's the Hulujing and the Kitsune. And the Kitsune are the fox fairies, okay? And then we have the Irish fairies, the Fae folk up there. And then the Minihunis who are in Hawaii, the mermaids that live in Florida, and I put a mermaid video up on my Facebook page. Check out the mermaid myths and legends from Florida. It was really good, really good. So every culture around the world has stories about the Fae folk and how they interpret what the Fae folk are doing for them or against them, because not all Fae are nice Fae, but they're all connected to their element or their part of nature, wherever that is. Now, Fae folk, the ones that I've met that are unhappy or that I've had to assist because people thought their houses were haunted, those Fae folk that we had to move out were trapped, or they were not happy with the residents. So, we had to show them a different way. And it helps them, leaving offerings for them. And we're going to talk about offerings for them to help them, like, live with you if they're going to stay, or help them leave you so that your home, the energy of your home gets better. Okay. So in the past, religions, like religion has really demonized the Fae, and they really did it a lot because they have their one true God. Well, the pagans like connected with nature, and they left these offerings for good luck, good health, well-being, good neighbors, things like that. And the church didn't like it, so they demonized them. And they also like made people afraid of going like into the woods. They made people afraid of nature, basically. And so now people are getting more into nature. They like going on nature walks. They like planting gardens. They like having, they like going climbing up mountains and all that good stuff, surfing, whatever. And so that is all doing things in nature and enjoying yourself, right? And connecting to nature. Right. So if you have a garden, you connect with nature all the time. It probably brings you joy. It assists, it raises your resonance, and it really helps you feel better, right? Gardens are good medicine. They really are, especially for people that live in cities. You can put your imagination into your garden and create something really, really cool and beautiful for you. It doesn't have to look like everybody else's garden. All right. So, I had an aversion to being outside as a small child because I had really bad skin and I had eczema. And so I always felt that if my hands were dirty, or if my nails were dirty or something, that it wasn't good. Like, or if I got sticky or sweaty, it wasn't good because I would start itching. And so I kind of had an aversion to nature until I got older. And I started like really looking into natural ways of helping myself. My mom helped me too. There wasn't that a lot of information about it when I was a kid growing up. And so I kind of avoided nature because of that. But now that I understand it more and I understand that, I can take allergy pills and to make sure that my skin is always moisturized and, taking care of that, I can go out in nature and like enjoy it. I always carry gloves in my car, whether they're gardening gloves or regular gloves, like, medical gloves, just in case I go somewhere to, well, one for pumping gas, because you should always wear a glove when you pump gas. You don't know what kind of goo and cooties are on that gas pump. And then also, so like if I'm going in nature and I don't know really what's in there, and that way I'm not touching plants that might cause like rashes on my skin. Okay. So if you have allergies in that, you can always get gloves from like I get mine from the dollar store. The the plastic gloves are the gloves that I use, the ones that I can take off and throw in a trash can, right? All right. So if you have skin problems, you can do that, and it will help you when you're out in the woods harvesting seeds or roots. Okay? All right. So that is a precaution that you can take. So let's talk about fairies and our how they affect our environment. Okay, so let me see if I can get this right. Is this it? Yeah. All right. So the wind blows, water flows, flowers grow, and fires glow. All right. So these are the four elements. This little poem represents the four elements. And the four elements are here. So sylphs, those are the air fairies. All sylphs have wings. So all the fairies that have wings are sylphs. They are the fae that um, assist with air, wind, how windy places can be, or breezes, um, air quality. That's why I'm always talking about, like, if you want cleaner air, plant plants, plant trees. They assist because the sylphs move the air. And what do the plants and trees provide for us? Oxygen, right? So the air fairies are the sylphs. They assist us also with our minds, clearing our thoughts so that we can focus on whatever it is that we're doing. So they are part of our mental body, or connected to that area. So sylphs, air fairies, undines, water fairies. Okay. So undines are mermaids and kelpies. And they assist with their nymphs too. They influence the water. They influence rain, snow, ice, anything that has to do with water. Okay. So, and you may see them, they don't have wings, but if you go out and you look over a pond, or you look over a body of water, and just kind of close your eyes a little bit, almost close, and relax a little bit, and you'll start to see on top of the water, you'll start to see them dancing on top of the water. You'll start to see the movement. And so it's really cool. And if you go either during sunset, is actually the most powerful time. You can, or sunrise is the powerful time. Sunset, you can also see them. During the day, you can see them, but sunset and sunrise, really, you can see um, the undines moving the water, or moving over the water. Okay. All right. So we have the gnomes. All right. So lots of people have those cute little gnomes in their gardens. Well, that's what they are. They're garden gnomes. Their gnomes are great with the earth. Okay. The gnomes can assist you with um, making your soil better. They can assist with your plants growing. They love plants. They are in charge of everything that has to do with the earth, including gems and minerals. All right. Okay. So they are the ones that inspire you to make your garden better, and they inspire you to bring plants into your home. They inspire anything that has to do with earth and bringing it into your home. All right. All right. So gnomes are cool. I love all those cute little gnomies that hang out in people's gardens. They're adorable. So the next and the last of the elements is that we're going to talk about tonight are the salamanders. So the salamanders are the fire fairies. So if you light a candle and you look into the flame of the candle, and again, kind of relax your gaze, you don't have to look directly into the fire, just be aware of it. When you see it moving and there's no air, there's no wind or air conditioning or anything like that, you'll see it start to jump because you want to see that salamander. And basically, it does. It looks like a salamander, and they're usually kind of like a question mark in the flame, and they're red. You know, um, Salamanders don't move very fast. Usually, they're pretty slow fairies. So they're the fire fae, and they encourage transformation. Okay, so they're there to assist you as well with transformation, but um, they also encourage change or breakthroughs. All right, and so they look like salamanders, lizards, dragons, snakes. So they'll look like a reptile. All right. They move pretty slowly, though. They don't move quickly unless you get a whole bunch of them together and there's a big wildfire. Then they're jumping around and dancing and having a great time. So, and you can see them in the flame. So try it with a candle and watch as the flame actually changes. All right. So, as I said before, the best time to actually connect with the Fae folk is during the sunrise. The sunrise is the most powerful time. And the reason being is because here we go from the dark into the light. And this is at this moment, anything is possible, right? The energy is set up to where it's a new day, new things, new everything. And there's a lot of energetic excitement during this time period. And this is actually a really good time to connect with them. It is a great time to see them, as they're energetically out and about. So you may want to try that. And good thing I have notes. Um, this book, um, I'm psychic, not telepathic. Okay. Uh, let's see if I can get over here. Ha, did it. All right. So this book, I'm psychic, not telepathic. There's actually a couple of chapters in here about the Fae folk. All right, and how to connect with them, what you can do with them, and I'm talking about different things here, but some of it is similar to this. So if you want to check out that chapter, go for it. Right? Do the homework. The homework's fun. All right. Okay. So that homework will help you connect with the Fae folk. All right. So I have like 4 clients that call themselves fairy godmothers. Okay. And so, and I love them because they go around, they raise money for people that need things, especially kids, right? And one of them in Oregon actually dresses up as a fairy godmother when she gives her gifts, which is really cool. But here is a great picture of a fairy godmother. Isn't she pretty? Okay, so fairy godmothers help clear the way so we can accomplish our goals. They remind us to give and receive unconditionally, to keep our hearts open and aligned with the energy of love. All right. And if you want to learn more about fairy godmothers, you can check out this book, The Fairy Oracle. And you can get it on Amazon. It's a great book. It really is. And so remember to acknowledge your fairy godmother and ask her to clear the way for you so that you can accomplish the goals that you so want and desire, right? That you set out for yourself. Okay. Over here. All right. So I posted on social media my fairy bowls, and I'm going to get them out right now. Get the pictures out. This one, pretty cool. Okay, so this is one of the fairy bowls that I have. Um, it sits on my altar on a shelf on the second shelf of my altar, and whenever I see things that inspire me to put in these bowls, I do because I have 2 bowls. This is one of them. If you're going to create a fairy bowl, make sure that it is a wood or glass bowl. So I got that fairy bowl, or I got the wood bowl itself from the thrift store. I don't remember which one though. I've had it for a long time, and I thought, oh, when I saw it, I was like, oh, a fairy bowl. Anyway, so when I'm out and about, I collect things like the feathers back there. If I see a feather, I'll pick it up and I bring it home and I put it in the bowl. In that bowl are red rocks from Colorado, an acorn that my friend Anissa brought back from Pagosa Springs. There's another acorn in there too. And then that black bead right there, there's some beads underneath as well. And then I have the butterfly back there. The butterflies always remind me of fairies. And so the butterfly went in there as well. So that is one fairy bowl. Like I said, it sits on my altar. I have other things for the fairies on my altar as well, but that is one of them. Okay, and then let me see if I can change it. So this is the second fairy bowl. It's a glass bowl, of course, and you can see the Hershey's Kisses in there. I have a client up north that she has a farm, and so she unwraps the Hershey's. She takes a bag of Hershey's Kisses, unwraps the kisses, and drops them all over the farm. That's her offerings to the fairies. Okay. In this bowl, there's more playful things. I have some stone marbles in there. So you see one in the back there. You can see one of them. It's a blue sodalite marble. There's a couple other marbles in there as well. There's also those big diamond things that I can't remember where I got those, but I thought, oh, the Fae folk will like those because, they're fun, they're pretty, they're sparkly, and they like sparkly things. The little frog candle, there's little beads in there. There are other little stones in there. There's a desert rose back there. So anything that I think that they would like, I put in these bowls. This is for them. That's their stuff. And even when I move, I really I don't take the things out of the bowls. What I do is I put them in Ziploc bags and then I put them in a paper bag and then I pack them up so that they are exactly the same when I pull them out. Okay. The fairy dust underneath everything in there that I got from Melinda Carver, she sent it to me. There's fairy dust in the bottom of the bowl. So that's for the fairies as well. In that way too, like they have, that's theirs. It's their offering. It's their thing. And you can do something like this too. It doesn't have to be a fairy bowl. It can be something totally different. Like I've got gem trees in the house as well. And the gem trees they have gemstones, and they also have their bases are corals and rocks and different things like that. And even if you look, let me see, let me take this off. And if you look right in back of me, right there, in front of the happily ever after plaque, there are a couple gem trees back there made with mother of pearl, and they're in a bowl full of crystals and tumbled stones. So all of that I consider like things that the Fae folk will like, that they will enjoy, that um they can, that's theirs, right? Because I don't really change much of anything. And I have a lot of things in the house that are from nature. And so, I like them there. It assists me also with grounding, being grounded and centered. Sometimes I'll look at something when I'm fussing or like my head spinning. I'll look at something and go, oh, yeah, get centered. And that helps me. And the Fae folk can help you too because they want you to be the best person that you can be, the best human that you can be, because they're the best human, they're the best Fae folk that they can be. The other thing that's really cool about the Fae is that there's no hierarchy, right? They all take care of each other. And if you ever read anything about the Fae, most of the time they're all working together. Some myths they're not, but most myths they're all kind of working together for the higher, better good because they're very tribal. They stick together, and even if they're fighting with each other, they come together as a unit, right? Okay. So there so if you want to bring nature, you want to bring these elements into your home. Make sure that you do it in a good way. Make sure you do it in a way that um, when you look at it, it reminds you of being in nature or it reminds you to smile. It brings joy to you, right? Because these are just little things that you see that in your home that remind you of nature and connecting to it, being centered and grounded. It's really important to be centered and grounded, especially right now with all the crazy stuff that's going on in the world, right? And because there is some crazy stuff. But being able to center and ground is the best thing that you can do for yourself so that you're not feeling anxious or nervous. Yeah. There's always a solution to every problem. There's always something that we can do for ourselves, and nature can assist us with that. Okay. All right. So if you make fairy bowls, post them on social media and tag me in them. I want to see what you do with them because they're fun and you can do anything with them. You can put seashells in them. You can make them out of seashells because some seashells are kind of big and flat and you can put stuff in them. That's cool. That's fun, right? I have some seashells that are like that in there. So do something fun this week that has some parts that are natural that you can offer specifically for your fae folk that live in your area because they're everywhere all over, and see what happens. See how it shifts you. See how it helps you feel good. All right. Okay. So in May, and I know it's the end of May, but May and June are the best times to really do this. This is the best time to really make those connections. The energy is really good right now for nature. It'll be really great next month. There's a nice energy wave moving through. And so we can just ride that wave all the way through June and into July. And it will help us feel really good because the better we feel, the clearer we are, the better decisions that we can make. And also, we can connect with that inner guidance to help us with those decisions. Hmm? Yeah? Okay. So, your homework is that is to make something, create something, not buy something, but create something that is from natural ingredients and make it for specifically for them. Whichever you're going to do, whether it's for the sylphs, the salamanders, the gnomes, or the undines, or it could be for all of them. However, which way you want to do that, right? To bring that energy close to you so that you can allow and honor those spirits that assist you. All right. Because guardian spirits are all around us and they're actual guardian spirits. So if you read I'm Psychic Not Telepathic, I do talk about guardian spirits, or and I think I do in Haunted as well. And so those guardian spirits assist. They're connected to nature. Right? Okay. So that's what I got. That's the show tonight. But next week, we're going to be talking to Kendra. So make sure you have your calendars out, things to write with, so you can write down those special dates. Remember to buy your lottery tickets on May 27th. That's the big day. That's big lottery day. Let me know if you win. It'll be very fun for us to know who the winners are. All right. So please be safe during the holiday. And remember, keep your heart open and align with the energy of love. I'll see you next time. Bye.